Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over all of the new Battle Royale for Season 3 in MLB the Show 21 and discuss the upcoming content because this Friday on the 28th we are about to get a ton of new content in MLB the Show, and I'll break it down as always. Guys, if this is the first time watching my channel, please give me a subscribe if you do enjoy the video and give it a like as well. Alright guys, let's get into the new BR content for Season 3. Alright, so again, this is obviously going to pertain to the people that play, Battle Royale, and I just want to touch on this real quick. If you're a beginner player, in all honesty, my progression that I would recommend throughout the game is if you're brand new to the game, play Conquest and work toward team affinities. We'll talk about that in a second. Once you've got a good grasp and you can basically win on veteran every single time, then move on to events, grind out event wins so that you understand and you're playing against opponents. They're much faster gameplay. Usually there's restrictions, so it's not God Squad teams. And then once you've done that, either go to ranked seasons or Battle Royale, whatever your choice. Battle Royale is really fun. However, the one thing I will say, until you can get like 6 wins roughly in a run, 1,500 stubs, you'll lose stubs if you can't win 1 or 2 games in a row, basically. So just keep that in mind. But once you've got a good grasp on the game mode, you can, do really well. And it's an extremely fun game mode, not to mention the rewards that I'm going to show you today. You don't need to just go 12-0 to actually get them. You can basically just grind out the game mode. So now let's take a look at the new program for Season 3, as we've got a few great cards to break down. So again, if you're new to Battle Royale, basically you'll see all these rewards along here. They're basically tied to missions. You get BR points depending on if you're able to win missions. If you win a BR game, you'll get 1 point, or 1 BR token, I guess you would say. Go 12-0, you get 20. Win 9+ games, 10. And then there's some individual ones throughout. There's also some card ones. The one thing I want to mention, how do you get these cards in your BR team? If you want to try and knock out a card, so say you want to get Ks with column A and BR, you want to leave, you want to try and make sure that you leave your relievers for that one card. For example, like it's very, you don't want to, if it's not a diamond card, take a diamond position player as opposed to a pitcher. That way you can kind of groove your selections when you do a draft. So that being said, let's take a look at the diamonds that are available. So if you get to 90 BR points, you'll get the 95 Reggie Jackson, and this thing is an absolute unit, as Reggie Jackson cards are usually pretty good in this game. 90 contact against righties, 83 against lefties, and then 123 against righties, and 97 power. So obviously a phenomenal bat. Decent, okay in the field. You definitely want to hide him in right or left, not center. However, he can play any of those positions. So obviously a phenomenal card here and a great outfielder. I've mentioned this before in my other videos that, outfield is kind of a position that's pretty easy to fill and there's a lot of competition. But if you're a free-to-play player, these are the kind of cards you want to focus on, because this is an unbelievable at-bat in your outfield for free by just grinding out Battle Royale. All right, now let's talk about the 2 new cards for going, flawless or grinding out these wins. So, 97 Al Leiter. This thing is unbelievable. So, 113 stamina. That's incredible. He's basically going to go an entire ranked seasons game. Hit per 9 at 118. That, again, will affect your PCI, the inner PCI, and then 94 K per 9. That affects the outer PCI. Those are incredible stats for a pitcher, basically maxed. And that's going to make it even harder to hit against, okay? His velocity a little bit lower at 76, but the break on his pitches are 99 max, okay? When you look at his pitch mix, it's incredible as well. Sinker, cutter, 2 of the hardest pitches to hit in this game, with a slider and then a 4-seam fastball, as well as a curveball down at 76. When you take a look at the control on these pitches, sinker at 95, cutter at 90, curve at 85, slider at 76, and 4-seamer at 88. And then the break, look at that curveball. That thing is going to be extremely tough to be able to stay back on, and if you can put it in the right spot, it's going to make that much more difficult to actually hit. And the slider at 95 as well. This thing is an incredible card, and if you're able to get flawless, an unbelievable addition to your rotation. Yeah, can't say much else. It's a really, really good card. And then we got the 96 Trevor Story. This is probably the best shortstop in the game. This thing's incredible. All right, so, Trevor Story, an unbelievable card here. 92 contact against righties, 106 against lefties, and then power at 190. Obviously, his fielding, incredible as well. 95 fielding, arm at 92, and then speed at 87. Honestly, this is one of the best shortstops, if not the best one that you can get right now, even better than the Ernie Banks. This is a great card and one that you should definitely grind for your ranked seasons team. Someone that I probably will as well. It's all going to depend on obviously what you need, but like I said, this is probably the best shortstop in the game. An incredible card and not really much else to say. Great one to add to your team. And then we've got to talk about, we got the set 11 headliners. It is the 94 Greg Maddux, and again, a phenomenal card here. The pitch mix, sinker at 89, cutter at 90, but then it's really, really slow. And again, guys, if you're used to playing, this game, you'll notice that there's a lot of heaters at 100 and stuff like that. It's very difficult early on in a game to tee up a pitch that's in the low 70s. Like that curveball at 74, even if it's dead in the middle, like you've got to sit real back on it. So just it's not necessarily a bad thing that he's got really slow pitches. So 90 on the cutter, 79 on the circle change, slider at 84, and the curveball at 74. Look at the pitch control. Sinker, cutters, and the circle change all at 90, basically the high 90s. Sinkers maxed, and then the slider and curveball at 87, 89. And then the pitch break, sinker at 97, and circle change at 95. If you're looking at like the higher, like if we're talking about legend and Hall of Fame, that sinker is going to be damn near impossible to hit. You take a look at the control stat as well, 93, and the break at 97. Man, all of his pitches are going to move so well. One of the better headliner cards that we've got, and one that'll probably stick around for quite some time. Really, really good card here in the 94 Greg Maddux. And then let's talk about the upcoming content. There is just so much. And again, for any new player, which a lot of what my content is geared towards, it's really hard to keep up sometimes. So we'll talk real quickly about what's coming on the 28th. So we'll see Team Affinity Season 2. If you haven't paid attention to the Twitter, MLB the Show Twitter, they've been teasing and releasing some of the new Affinity cards. So if you've the Team Affinity cards. So if you've gone and tried to get the 99 Jackie Robinson, obviously you know what those cards are. Those are the 42 series cards throughout. That's Season 1 of Team Affinity. Season 2 is now coming. It's going to have flashbacks for some, like Lou Gehrig, for example, is one of the Affinities. But then there's also some of the new future stars as well. So it's a really cool mix, and it's not going to require you to grind out Season 1, which is a great thing for newer players, because if you didn't have time to grind it out all the way out, you can just start fresh and get these new mid-90s overall cards. A really, really nice addition, and it really keeps the content fresh. We've also got a big roster update. Vladdy Guerrero is popping off. He is probably going to jump up big. That'd be crazy, but again, the roster updates, as you know, can really change live series collections. So you got to be careful with those. Is some diamonds or some golds are going to go diamond, and some diamonds are going to fall to gold, and vice versa. Just take a look at real life performance over the last 2 weeks. That's really going to help dictate where those are going to go, and you can kind of eye it out. New collection. So how many legends and flashbacks do you have? This could be again, a really, really big card being released for you, so you got to be careful of that. Again, I always recommend guys to sell your diamonds or those inning bosses, that kind of thing, because if you work towards the live series first, that in my opinion is the best idea, and that's really going to give you the best bang for your buck, because once you get the live series done, my goodness, your squad looks real good. We'll take a look real quick at what mine is at right now. I just finished the live series collection, so I've got Chipper Jones, Soriano, and then David Ortiz right here. That already is a phenomenal lineup, or addition to your lineup. And then obviously Trout, Buxton, Jackie Robinson, Banks, and Posada. And then on the bench, I've got Acuna, Finley, Pujols, Henderson, and Salvador Perez. But yeah, focus on the live series collection first, but once you're done, save all those cards that you get, because when they release new collections, it's just you never know, and they're gonna put out some phenomenal cards shortly on the 28th with that new collection. And then more content, the Club 42 event, Tops Now moments, and a set 12 legends. So just an absolute ton, guys. If you want to get the most up-to-date information, just subscribe to the channel, and I'll release a video. And as well, come check me out on Twitch. I'm live at noon Eastern time every single day. Link is down below. Have a good one, guys.